Okay, I'm down at the hives. What I'm doing is seeing which hives have minimal activity, just in case there's a problem going on in the hive. So I'm just looking to see where I don't see a lot going on. You can see there's bees in the front of this hive. We just turned this bigger hive here so that it could be facing south. That helps them on cold days because they can come out on that landing board, warm their flight muscles up in the sun, and then they can take off. This hive, you can see, is very, very active, just a little one box hive. Now, I noticed the two I see the least activity from is this brown hive. We do have some bees coming in and out, but not a lot of activity in this brown hive. I have pretty decent activity in this white hive here, the flower hive. A lot of activity right here. I also have minimal activity in this hive right here. This is my, what I call my bucket storm hive. So the two that I have the most concerns about are this hive and my brown hive. So those are the two hives that I'm going to take a look at since we have a nice warm day. It is the first day of January 2021 in the mid 70s. So let's take advantage of the warmth to do some hive inspections. Okay, I'm going to look in my brown hive, which came from my first swarm. One of my hives swarmed back in March of last year, and so that's the origination of the colony that's in what I call my brown hive. Then I also have what I call my bucket hive. It was my last swarm of the season back in June that I was able to get. They were on a limb high up in the air, and I had to get up in a bucket of a tractor to get to them. So basically it's the first swarm colony and the last swarm colony. With both of them, I don't see a lot of activity around the entrance, so I just want to make sure they're okay and to make sure that they have living queens. So we'll go inside on this nice warm day and see what we find. See, on this hive, what I call my makeshift sugar feeder. It's just a shoebox with a hole drilled in the bottom and a piece of wood stuck on top. It works, and it's very inexpensive. There are a lot of bees in here, which is encouraging. They're kind of grumpy today. Okay, there's the queen right there. She's crawling down towards the bottom. She is not marked in this hive. Man, she is a good looking queen. Big old queen. So they seem to be bouncing back. This hive had some trouble. I've treated them twice for mites, and I'm encouraged they're looking better. So I know where the queen is. Don't see brood. Don't normally expect to see much brood this time of year, though I do on some of my hives have some brood this time of year. So again, there's the queen. Okay, the queen was on this frame here. I just wanted to check, make sure that they were doing okay. I'm not going to search for brood because I'm not really worried about brood this time of year. I mainly just wanted to make sure the queen was all right and that they looked okay after my mite treatments. We're going to get out of this hive. Queen's doing well. Okay, that completes our inspection of the brown hive. Now we'll move on to the bucket hive. This is what I refer to as the bucket hive. There's activity in the hive, but not a lot, so I'm going to go in and just make sure that the queen is okay. One thing I notice is I don't have a lot of bees up in here in the sugar feeder. Of course, it's a warm day. They're out gathering in pollen. In fact, across the way over there is an external pollen feeder. And I don't know if you can tell from here, it is full of bees. But I want to go in and make sure this hive is okay. There are bees in here, but I just don't see a lot of them. A lot of honey in this hive. See, there's lots of capped honey in here. It's pretty dark. Remember, I didn't catch this swarm till June, so a lot of dark honey in here from late in the season. In winter they move up, but it looks to me today like the bees are in the lower part of the box. Okay, as I look at this box, 6 of these 8 frames, these 6 in the middle, are loaded with honey. Now, what I have found is, whereas in the other hive I looked at, the cluster was in the upper box, in this hive, the cluster is in the lower box. So we're going to take a look at it real quick. You can see clusters kind of right in here. Right here in the middle. That's normally what they do, will cluster up in the winter, though. And like I said, it's really warm today. And what I'd like to do, first of all, I want to make sure they've still got a queen. They have reduced down significantly, but that's normal for the winter. But I just would like to make sure to have a healthy queen. As a side note, it would just be interesting to see if they have any brood. Okay, you have some capped honey here on the outside, but you have quite a bit of bee bread in here, which is pollen mixed with nectar. That's good. I would expect to see the queen on one of these 2 frames. Let's see. That's the case. Hey, there's brood, so we have a queen. That's brood right in there. In fact, I see larvae down in there. So we most definitely have a healthy queen. You can see right in there. Around here in the sun, see, we've got brood in there, brood and larvae down, like that one's got brood, larva in it, that's got a larva in it. We got larvae scattered all through there. It's a very good sign. You see right there, see some orange pollen. And that one right in there. This is January 1st. All right, let's put this back in, going in the same direction it was. They build them in a particular order, so I like to keep that order for them. All right. Here's the deal, I don't see a queen. There's not a lot of bees in here. I should see her. It's absolutely possible that I overlooked her. So I'm going to systematically go through each of these frames again and see if I see her. Now, she could have been in the top box, but I looked at all those frames and did not see her. And the brood is in the bottom box. So that's why they've been staying down. That also is why I have not been seeing them up in that feeder, the top feeder, very much. There she is. There you go. All right, let me see if I can get a picture of her. All right. She's right there. That is the queen going right there. I really need to mark her, but it's her in right there above my finger, going back in the other direction. Make sure I can find her again. When I put a frame back, I really like to know where she's at. So she's right there. That's her. So we're going to very gently put this back. This group could easily be reduced down to one box. I'm going to, I don't think we're going to be cold enough here in the south to be a problem to them. And actually, inside the hive is one of the better places to store honey. I don't want to use it myself until I know they don't need it anymore. All right, what I wanted to know. So they're clustered, just clustered in the bottom. Particular hive, I made the lid out of an old bathroom cabinet door. Big old thick lid. And it was a thick door, and it's worked just fine. Okay, what we've done today is we've gone into two of the hives, the ones that I saw the least activity around. It's in the mid-70s today, so you've got a lot of foraging going on, but they seem to be doing fine. Found queens in both hives, and in fact, one of the hives I was able to find brood inside the hive with some larvae that had not even been capped yet. So they seem to be doing well. So here on the first day of January 2021, I'm comfortable with where they are at. With the other hives, I see a lot of activity in and around the hives. Of course, it's warm today, and so they're bringing in pollen. So all things being considered, we're doing well. Thank you for joining me again for Brother B's Bees.